Well, I did promise I was going to talk about a gun. So, yeah, that did happen. Hey, everybody, I am back. How are you doing? I have been quite busy today. I'm so glad I finished getting everything, my part in the house, completely clean. Yes, I've done my part. Let me move this a little closer. So, anyway, how y'all doing? I am back for day 19. This is the 19th. And I remember something in particularly that happened around my 19th birthday. I think this was maybe like a week or two when it occurred. I think I'm supposed to talk about a gun today. I think that's what I told you. Yeah, that happened. And while I do so, I'm going to finish putting on my night face. So y'all just bear with me. I'm gonna be rubbing on my face and talking at the same time. So it was my somewhere near my 19th birthday, and um, my mom and one of my baby sisters was not feeling well and went to the doctor, and they had walking pneumonia. It had really snowed a lot that year, and I do mean a lot. This was back in 1988, and because I I had been out of high school, and um, this is Bolden, y'all. This is the product that I particularly use. A lot of people have been asking me, or making mention of my face glowing a lot lately. I use Bolden right now because of the winter time. This is the hydration line that I'm using. Um, I normally use the normal one that's in the green, but um, like this color, they have a cleanser that comes in this color, but they also have one in this color too. Anything in the blue is the hydration line. That's more of the winter, the cold month line. But, anyways, back to the story. So, it was around my 19th birthday, and they had been sick. They had been diagnosed with walking pneumonia. So, my mom sent my other baby sister, who's the one that was born right after me, her and one of the neighborhood children, because we didn't have school that day because it snowed so much. And it snowed a lot. I was 19 and the snow had came up to my knees, and I'm 5'5". So anyway, so we went. My neighbor's mom said that she was able to walk with us because she was an only child, and it gave her something to do. So anyway, I was trying to figure out what that noise was. So anyway, as we're going, we get to this area where we had to cross the street. Well, there's a bakery, an actual bakery behind the street where we lived, and it's where they bake the bread. It was where they baked bread to put into the stores, like Flowers Bakery. It was one of those. And so we walked by that, and you know how you get this gut feeling about something? Like it's almost like you can hear your spirit telling you to do things. And it's very intuitive, and you have to listen to it because it's warning you. So anyway, I turned my head to the right, and there was this car. This car, I remembered, had three men in it. It was two in the front and one in the back. The one in the back seat um, rolled his window down, and he took out a scope gun and held it on me. Now, my younger sister and the girl who lived across from us, she lived across the yard from us in another house. And they were a little ways ahead of me. I always tried to lag back and keep a watch on the younger ones whenever we would go to the store together. I would always make sure that the younger ones were ahead of me so I can keep a watch. I was always very protective and always observant. And so um, he held this scope gun out on me. The car stopped while he did it. So I yelled to the other two, jump in the snow, because where the bakery was, when the snow plowers came, they pushed the snow up. It was so high, it was over our heads. So I told them to jump through the snow. So when they turned their head, they saw what I saw and they jumped. Well, the other little girl did. My sister did. She's kind of like my mom. She'll just like, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this. No, that's not happening. I said, girl, shut up and jump in the snow. But she wouldn't stop. And just as I was like, something has to be done. I said, God, something has to be done. All of a sudden, this car, here's another paranormal experience that I had that literally happened. This car appeared out of nowhere. I mean, nowhere, because I'm still observant, watching everything around me. Like, okay, that's one car. Is there another car? Are there more people? So, um, it when I say it appeared out of nowhere, it appeared out of nowhere. And the driver of that car that had the gunman in it, he saw it. He said, "Oh man, we got to go." So the man who had the scope gun, he pulled the gun back in, and they took off. And I kept my eye, after they went off, I kept my eye on the car that appeared out of nowhere. Here's my hand to God, y'all. I promise. This is the truth. The car went by me, and I kept watching it, and it disappeared. And I was like, oh, okay. I had no explanation except for um, when my grandparents used to tell me how sometimes God will send angels, and sometimes you can actually see them because they're your guardians and they are there to protect you. And sometimes you can see them, and sometimes you cannot. I honestly believe I saw our angel. I think it was an angel over the neighborhood because that angel protected all three of us. Um, I believe it was one of those territorial angels. Whether you believe it or not, I do. So, yeah, that happened. So instead of we continue going on to the store, we went back home and we told Mama what happened. And at first, she was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then when she saw my face, because I'm the serious one of the bunch, I don't do a lot of joking. I do now that I'm older, because most everything in my life that I want to take care of has been completed. So now I have time to play. So I joke a lot now. Um, anyways, she called the police. She called the police, and they wanted us to look at some photos to see if any of them match anybody. They were probably looking for somebody. I don't know. Or they just wanted to say, they took their statements. So, anyway, did that. There was one person I did recognize. It was the one who pulled the gun out on me. However, I was told he couldn't possibly be the one because he was an off duty cop. And he did not look like me. Okay? So that was my experience with that. So I looked at my mom because that's what the cop said. I said, "Mom, I know what that man looks like." I looked him right in his eyes. That's that man. And the cop kept saying, "That's not him. He's an off duty cop." I said, "Sir, with all due respect, I know what I'm looking at. That's that man. Unless he has an identical twin, that's him. Now he doesn't have a twin. I'm like, okay, but that's him. So anyway, as far as I know, nothing else ever came out of it because we haven't heard anything. Mama said, that's okay. Stop talking. So I said, yes, ma'am. So so I stopped talking about it. But after the cops left, she called me into the kitchen because that's where we were talking to the cops at. And she looked at me. She said, I got three of y'all girls. I'm not about to lose anybody. She said, so we're not going to talk about this no more. She said, what we're going to do is we're going to hold hands and we're going to pray. That's what we did. So now, during this time, another incident like that happened. And these kids were retaliated against. We were not. My mama's prayers work. I don't care who wants to refute it. My mother's prayers work. Everybody calls her Nana. So I'm going to say Nana's prayers work. We were the ones who were never retaliated against. But I was also, come to find out, because you know how word gets around in the neighborhood, I was the only one who identified in a cop, an off-duty cop. I was the only one. I didn't know there was a cop. I don't remember ever seeing that man before in my life, but I remember what he looked like that day. So that's my story on a gun. At the age of 19, that was a scope gun pulled out on me as I was going to the store to take care of my mom and my baby sister. I'm about to do some eye patches. So anyway, also on my 19th birthday, well, around it, I that's the year that I decided to go to college. So when I got out of high school, I did not want to go straight to college because I worked full time. I worked full time while I was in high school because remember let me see, did I tell y'all? I can't remember if I told y'all or not. Anyway, I think I did in another video. I told you how I had all these credits that were done, and they were telling me I didn't have to be at school. My mom was like, no, 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 no. You're going to take some extra stuff. And she said that way you are not affected when you go to college. She said that way it won't discourage you. I went to junior college and I loved it. Oh my gosh, y'all. I loved junior college. I did. I loved junior. I think I'm supposed to keep this on 30 minutes. So it is 20 minutes of 9, actually. So anyway, I'm never up this late. I am not. I am a country girl. I go down with the roosters and I get up with the roosters. So anyway, I went to junior college. That was when I decided to go to junior college. I did not want to go straight out of high school. I wanted to take a break because I had been so busy when I was in high school. Because remember, in high school, I had so many credits. So I worked and I ended up working full-time hours. So when I would leave school, when I did leave school, some of my semesters I only had one class to take, and that was with taking this stuff that my mom told me to take. So I would go to work and be at work at 11:30, and I would work from 11:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night. And yeah, so that's what I did. And I wanted to do that to save money before going to junior college. My mom really wanted me to go to a regular college, preferably a HBCU. That I did not want that. I did not want that. I did not want to leave her fending for her myself and my sisters, my two baby sisters. I did not want that. So I don't know why I'm still fooling with these. So anyway, I did not do that. She wasn't crazy about my decision, but I loved it. I loved my decision. So what I did was at 19, what I did was, well, actually 18, when I came out of high school, what I did was I had three part time jobs. My main job was working 11 to 7 during the night at a nearby nursing home. Did that. Then I would leave there and I was catching the public transportation and I would take that to my patient's house. I would go to a patient's home and take care of him for from it was from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It was only for 3 hours, and that was just to give his wife a break so she could garden, and do something just to have a break, because taking care of your spouse is, and they don't always know that you're actually taking care of them, um, for whatever reason. His reason was, he had lost a lot of oxygen to his brain, so a lot of things he didn't remember, and he remembers she was kind, but he didn't remember her as his wife, which was kind of sad. So she needed a break. So I would free her up for 3 hours so she can go hang out in her garden or just go walking through the neighborhood, spend time with a neighbor's house, whatever like that. And so that's what I did. And then I would leave there. Their home was within walking distance. It was within a 15-minute walking distance from my house. So that's what I did. I walked home. I would eat, take a bath, go to bed to take a nap so I could be at my third job from 3:30 to 7:30. Yeah, I would do that. And then 7:30, one of my friends would drop me off home from work, and I would take a bath, go to bed, be back up 10:30, and I would start the whole process over again. Yeah, and I did that until for a whole year. The whole first year I was out of high school, and then um, that next August, when I was 19, that's when I went to junior college. That's what I wanted to do. Wow, I look like Whoopi Goldberg. Never mind me, y'all. I just full of foolishness and shenanigans. But anyway, but that's my story with the gun. That's my story with that. So happy 19th memory to me.